My grandfather had a gas station, one of the old ones with the awning out over the pumps. And in the afternoon, sometimes maybe it was in the morning, some of the old guys from town would come and they'd get folding chairs and they'd sit out there and talk, And I wanted to be a part of that, I wanted to have a story. So I would, from time to time, make up a huge lie about something that I'd done, just so I could fit in, with that, And I think ever since then it's been that this is about telling stories and the enjoyment of that kind of exchange with people. When I was in high school, I was a kind of an awkward kid, and I didn't necessarily fit in well, and the arts were something that seemed to be a way that I could be interesting and mysterious, and you know how you are when you're that age, I was more interested in being a poet than I really was in writing poems. And then there comes a point at which the dial sort of shifts and you become more interested in what you're doing than who you are. You're then subservient to the art in a different kind of a way, I think. There is some rhetoric in just simply the act that I can see that a poem is the act of an act of persuasion, and that if I can write something that affects you, there are ways for me to do things that will reach you in that way, and that's stuff, that's knowledge that I've just accumulated over many years, But a big part of it is simply relating to other people as a human being. Out of a month, and if I wrote every day out of a month, I might, there might be 2 or 3 pretty outstanding things, and the rest of it is just drill. Sometimes those other poems are acceptable for publishing and one thing and another like that, but they aren't the really, really important ones that, you can feel it when you've written it that, hey, this is good, The biggest rush of all of it is when you're sitting there writing and some metaphor comes into your head out of somewhere and you think, hey, where did that come from? I wrote that? It's like that thing that runners experience at a certain level, you get this burst of something, And so I'm doing it for that. I am hoping that in my long life of writing that I will be able to make a few poems that will endure for maybe 30, 40, 50, and even 100 years. Because I'm not going to be here, but they're going to go on to represent me in the future. And I think that's enough reason to write, and it is the reason I write. I'm Ted Kooser, and this is why I create.